Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit, live here from PAX East 2013. Going to do something a little bit different, since I know you guys are very much into Magic the Gathering, as well as a variety of other CCGs. This, of course, being the premier tradable card game. Has been for like the past, seems like it's been 40, 50 years since, but no, hasn't been quite out for that long. I'm here, of course, with Adam Dixon, who is the brand manager of Magic the Gathering. Talk a little bit about the core set. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's assume for a second, because it's pretty accurate, that a lot of us played Magic the Gathering in school, and then maybe we just kind of lost track of it over the last 10 years. So where are we now with the core set?
So with the core set, and specifically Magic 2014, Duels of the Planeswalkers, which is our latest installment of the hit digital game franchise. So we've brought you from several years ago when you were playing. You will now experience that we have a full digital game that is a great way to welcome you back into Magic the Gathering, get you up to speed, playing the game, seeing the newest cards from the upcoming core set. So it's a lot of excitement around the digital game right now.
All right, so the game itself, this would be the third version of Magic Duels of the Planeswalkers, correct?
It is the fourth version that would be releasing this summer.
Okay.
It features all new playable decks, so 10 new playable decks, new challenges. So I don't know if you've experienced the challenges before. Those are coming back in this version of Duels, as well as 15 new encounters. And a new gameplay mode, which we're going to be talking a little bit more about as we get closer to the release date.
Okay, awesome. So for those of us who haven't really been into the game for all that much, at least not for like maybe the past 10 years, maybe 5 years, what are the kind of things that we should be looking out for in Magic 2014 that might surprise us as something that's a little bit new and exciting?
So, of course, you're going to see great Planeswalkers. We're featuring Chandra Nalaar as the face of Magic 2014. You're going to follow her within Duels of the Planeswalkers on a quest for revenge as you track down a manipulative and dangerous Planeswalker foe named Ramaz. You're going to see a lot of the story elements from Magic. Magic has a great story. Brady Dummermuth and the rest of our creative team do a really fantastic job. You're going to see a lot of the story elements come to life within Duels of the Planeswalkers. So you're going to follow that quest as you play the game. If you haven't played for a while, the card art has just gotten phenomenal over the last 5 to 7 years. Really great artists working on Magic. The cards are spectacular. The work we've done on the card frames, everything about it, the game has been refined over the last several years to a state that I think is a pinnacle of the game so far.
Fantastic. Now, I've got to ask, when it comes to Magic 2014, since you're using preset decks, but you're also allowing some limited customization in the form of unlockable cards, and yet you also focus on multiplayer. So those are three things which can be very difficult to balance in terms of making sure that one deck is not more dominant over the other. So what kind of process do you guys go through in order to make that happen?
So that's certainly a big consideration when our R&D team is building the decks and looking at the metagame and seeing how they're all going to fit together. They do take efforts. You're right. They have a certain number of unlockable cards that you get as you play through the campaign. You get new decks. So they just look at how they play. They do a lot of internal play testing of those decks to make sure that they're going to be a fun experience playing against each other. There's always one or two that you may shine above the others, but in general, it's a fairly balanced experience between the different decks.
All right. Now, what kind of reception has Planeswalkers actually got from veteran Magic players? Some have criticized it, saying, well, I can't customize my decks, I can't build the deck, this isn't really for me. Do you see this game actually having appeal to those kind of people as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, the game is the perfect way for a new player to learn how to play the game and start getting excited about Magic. It does have a level of strategic challenge to it that has appeal to our more seasoned players. This is the only way you can play Magic by yourself. You can actually play against the computer with this, so that has had appeal. I know, for players like myself who have life change events where you have kids or time constraints, it's been a great option for, if I'm sitting in the airport, I can quickly play a match without having to find anyone to play with.
Yeah.
So it fills that need as well.
Now, I've noticed that you've been progressively moving in the direction of tablet devices in terms of actual card game playing. Where do you see that going, especially in terms of Magic? Currently you have Planeswalkers, and obviously you're not going to announce, oh, suddenly there's this big collectible card game now available on tablet. How have you taken advantage of the form factor in order to make Magic a great game on tablet?
So tablet felt like a very natural extension of the platforms that we were offering the game on. Moving to iPad last year, the interface lends itself to the type of game Magic is. You can easily put the cards into play. The flow, the interface just felt very natural for a trading card game like Magic. And we're happy to announce for this year we're moving on to, for the very first time, onto Android tablet devices through Google Play and the Amazon App Store.
Well, a lot of people are going to be very, very happy about
that. We're excited to be able to serve our Android audience.
Excellent. All right, well, I think it's about time we have a look at the game itself, check out some of the improvements and changes that are going to be available in Magic 2014. So we're going to quickly hop over to that, and we will be right back. All right, guys, here we are in the game, Magic 2014. This version currently running on PC. So why don't you walk us through some of the changes that we're going to be seeing in this version?
Absolutely. So, first of all, you're going to have a great tutorial within the game, which is consistent with what you saw with Magic 2013. It's great for new players to learn the fundamentals of the game, but still get right into the gameplay. You're going to see a deck manager, which should be familiar to you if you've played earlier iterations of the game.
Oh, yeah, I recognize him.
Yeah.
I hated him.
So, again, you're going to have a nice mana curve indicator as you're building your deck. They are 60-card decks that you unlock content through gameplay that you can add into those decks. You can edit down to 60. We've added a new feature which allows you to sort by different things such as rarity, type, color, cost,
nice.
Which is a nice added feature.
Yep.
I'll move out of here. Multiplayer is going to be a part of our new gameplay mode that we're going to be talking about as we get closer to launch.
Sure.
But you can expect, if you'll remember the last couple of years, we've had Arch Enemy and Plane Chase as cool multiplayer options, so you can imagine something like that. We're also going to, story is more infused into the game than it's ever been before.
Okay.
So you're going to see, you're going to be following the quest of Chandra, as I mentioned earlier. As she is on her quest for revenge and tracking down Ramaz, this manipulative and dangerous planeswalker. We have some video components, which I can certainly show you if you'd like to see that.
Yeah, we can fire that
will
up.
help set the stage for the player in the campaign they're about to experience.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to shut up for a second and watch the intro video.
An obscure fire spell on an ancient scroll. How could I resist? The scroll contained a hidden map to Zendikar, and when I followed it, there was a fight waiting for me. Jace was right. It was a setup. Ramaz. I should have known better than to trust him. He's been messing with my mind. I'm gonna find him, and he'll pay!
So that helps set the stage for what the campaign's going to be like. You saw a little bit, if you're familiar with the story of Chandra, she was on Zendikar there, and you see the Eldrazi being released. There's also going to be a Planeswalker gallery, which I don't have available in this demo version, but that's going to feature imagery of many of the Planeswalkers as well as some background information about them. Then you get into the single-player campaign itself. And again, you're going to be able to experience what it's like to be a Planeswalker by traveling through the different planes of the multiverse. You'll start off in Innistrad. It's going to give you information about the quest and what you're doing on Innistrad, as you can hear there.
Absolutely. Now, if I recall correctly, in 2013 you had your sort of main missions, and then you had these side challenges. Are these making a return in 2014?
So here you go. You're going to have, when you enter the plane of Innistrad, you're going to have several encounters that you must complete, and then a mini-boss opponent. And finally, you will face off against a Planeswalker who you will duel in order to move into the next plane. So the encounters have been very well received in the last version of Magic
There were nice little
2013.
challenges where you had to
They
play
are
in a very
fun.
specific way, almost like Magic the Puzzling, essentially.
Exactly. They're very similar, but they have a specific scenario. So, for instance, with the cultists, your AI opponent is going to be throwing cultists at you every turn,
And you've got to
then
handle
if you
that
don't-
crowd.
Yeah, once it gets 6 of those, it's going to sacrifice them, and a demon's going to come out, and it's going to keep going. So you have to very quickly see how you're going to handle all these cultists.
Excellent.
Very thematic for Innistrad, of
Certainly.
course.
Now, we've got about 1 minute left in this before you guys are very, very busy. But we'll take a quick look at the interface, and then we can wrap this up. Now, while this is loading up, I have to ask, what kind of release date are you currently targeting for 2014?
We have not announced a specific release date. Right now, we're speaking about summer of this year.
All right.
But it is going to contain a significant number of cards from the Magic 2014 core set. So this Duels of the Planeswalkers, Magic 2014 Duels of the Planeswalkers is going to be the first opportunity players will have to get their hands on new core set cards.
All right, fantastic.
The battlefield has been updated for Magic 2014. You should be very familiar with the interface.
Yep, it's immediately familiar.
Yep, so the main thing is refining the timing and making sure the gameplay experience has improved over Magic 2013.
All right. Okay, we're going to have to wrap this up, folks, because these guys at the Wizards booth are very, very busy. But thank you very much for showing us Magic 2014 today.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Total Biscuit here from PAX 2013, and I will see you next time.